Hi guys, so today we are going to be talking about Heartsignal episode 5, and before I get into the video I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me and subscribing to me and interacting with me and talking with me, because I love it so much. And without further ado, let's get into it. Literally, what is going on? Like, what is going on? So this whole episode I was having like heart palpitations like the entire time because I had no idea what was gonna happen next. Like, just like shocks being thrown left and right, like what is going on? There's 3 main topics that we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Minjae and Hangul, Inugan and Jihyun's like weird love triangle that's happening, and Rudong and Jihyun at the end of the episode. So let's get into this. I really don't know what's going on, so I need y'all to tell me what's going on down below because I'm like fresh out of theories, honestly. So first, we're gonna start with Minjae and Hangul. So obviously Minjae is still very much into Hangul, but as she said in the last episode, she's very shy and like slow to start, which they mentioned at the beginning of the episode, but she's very slow to start with her relationships and she's very scared to like dive in, you know? But I think she does a lot better this episode because Jihyun is not there and basically no one else has Hangul's attention right now, so she is able to talk with him a lot more and get to know him a bit more, which I'm very proud of her for doing. She did the best when they like cooked together and she was able to say like, oh, I'm so embarrassed, blah blah, and she's very shy and very sweet and she absolutely does not know how to peel potatoes, but you know, that's fine, we love her anyway. And I think this is when Hangul gets like the feeling that Minjae kind of likes him, and I hope he did. And also later in the episode, Minjae kind of comes into Hangul's room and is like, we don't really know each other that well. It kind of ends with Hangul asking Minjae like, oh, what day is Wednesday, kind of assuming that they might make plans together, but it's never confirmed that they're making plans together, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. And I thought things went really well for their like potential relationship to develop this episode until they were playing the game in the little lounge area, and then Jihyun's been gone all day. Hangul and Minjae are laughing, you know, small little touches with the hand, you know, the cute little stuff, and then Jihyun walks in. Hangul. I'm so embarrassed for Hangul. Like, this man, he's the only guy who stood up when Jihyun walked in. He's the only one who stood up and was like, Jihyun, like Inu sitting over there next to Gon, like whatever, and Hangul's like, you're back. Oh my god. Even the celeb panelists were like, just play the game, just play the game. Like, don't do it. Like, Hangul, if you would just look to your left, you would see Minjae there and you would see her smiling at you and that she likes you. Like, please, like, I just don't think Jihyun is all into Hangul, so I don't know what's gonna happen there, and I'm stressed because I need Minjae to find love. So now we move into our second topic of this video, which is the weird love triangle that is occurring between Inu, Gon, and Jihyun. Now, it's only episode 5, but I feel like we need to recap this whole relationship. At the beginning, Inu really likes Jihyun and is hanging out with Jihyun a lot, and the way that Jihyun deals with crushes is like not very obvious. So at first I was kind of like, does she even like this guy? And then we find out she does like this guy. She also kind of likes Hangul and thinks he's attractive. And then it's kind of like Jihyun and Inu, they like each other. Then the dates happen. And Gon steals the show, and Gon really likes Inu, so she's gonna flirt like her life depends on it with Inu. And now this episode they get back from the date and Inu's like, I kind of like Gon. Like, what are we gonna do with this man? So I really like Minjae and Inu's like kind of like alliance that happened at the beginning of this episode. So he was talking with all the guys about their dates, and then Minjae was talking with the girls about their dates. Well, Inu didn't really help Minjae that much, but Minjae kind of helped Inu along. He's like, I don't know if she likes me or if she's just being nice and saying she liked the date because she's just being nice. And Minjae's like, she's not just being nice, I think she's really interested in you. And then later in the episode, he sits next to her while they're playing the game, and they also go on like a second date in this episode. I don't know if he was waiting for her or if he was just sitting there by like the house, but basically they run into each other and Inu's like, oh, what's up? do you want to go get dinner? And she's like, yeah, I want to go get dinner. And so they go get dinner, and he kind of basically just compliments her the whole time, and they make the little joke about her being bright, and you know, everybody's bright, I don't know. But basically, Inu is way more interested in Gan now after the date, which I'm so proud of him. He opened up his heart, and he saw that there wasn't just Jihyun, that there were different people in the house that potentially could like him, and you know, I hope it works out for him. Also, I'm very proud of Gan's, like, just overall, because she saw that Inu really liked Jihyun, and she said, you know what, I'm gonna go for it anyway, and she did, and it worked out for her. But now we have to worry about Jihyun, which at first Jihyun had all the votes from the guys this season, and now she's kind of losing them. Well, she's losing Inu, which is the one she cares about the most. But Weedong has definitely seen that there are other people out there. Poor Hangil has not seen the light of day in like weeks now, but it's fine. The big thing that happened this episode was Gan giving Inu the band-aid. So just in general, Jihyun and Inu's like parts we've seen them together in, they've been kind of awkward this whole episode. Like, I think Inu was like in his head a lot, like, do I like her, do I like Gan, what's going on? But pretty much this whole episode he was like all about Gan. But I think Jihyun is still there. I think that's still a possibility. But nevertheless, they were very awkward this episode, and Jihyun sees Gan giving Inu a band-aid, and they kind of have this like weird connection thing going on, and you just see the look on her face, and she is, I don't know if she's mad, sad, disappointed, all three, but something happens, and it's not a good feeling seeing connection that Inu and Gan have. I think Jihyun's scared a little bit, and she like needs to step up her game, definitely. But I think the way she handles things, like when she didn't pick his Christmas present because she was like too scared that that was obvious, like that shows how she deals with her own crushes, and it's not good, especially in this environment when you only have a month to find the person you want to like go out with. Like, it's just not good for her. Plus, she's not the only girl available, and Gan is very like bold and very obvious with the person she likes. She's like, she even said herself, like, once I know I like someone, I don't confuse them. But she doesn't play games. She doesn't really care if she looks obvious, but Jihyun does, so this is just not, I don't know. It might end up good for her just because her and Inu had that initial attraction, but we'll just have to see how the rest of the season plays out and see if Jihyun like steps up her game or not. Which moves us into the third thing I wanted to talk about, which was Weedong and Jihyun. So these two are about the most confusing thing to me. We know Weedong likes Jihyun. We know. He picked her on the SNS. He's been thinking about her like the past couple of episodes, and he did have a great date with Minjae, but we haven't seen him on a date with Jihyun yet, so can't really conclude anything. I know I was shipping him last week, but now after this episode, I don't know what to think anymore, and my predictions are all over the place. So we know Weedong likes Jihyun, but does Jihyun like Weedong? I don't know. So I don't think she likes Weedong as like a boyfriend, because when she was talking about him with like her friends or whatever in like the second episode, she was like, he's nice, and I mentioned this in my other previous videos. She was like, he's nice, but the other two are attractive. So that just like adds to me not believing that she likes him that much. And now this episode, why I think the comic book date occurred was because Jihyun was hurt. I think she was hurt by what she saw with the whole band-aid situation with Gan and Inu. Between them, she realized that they formed like a really close bond based on the date, like the one-on-one dates like change everything, change your whole perspective of a person. And Jihyun saw that, and so now, and even kind of like when she was sitting down on the couch like typing and like all three of the guys came into the room with her, you could see on her face like she was stressed. Like after Inu left, you could see she was very stressed, and like kind of like where your heart aches a little bit because she was feeling like Inu doesn't really like her that much, or that Inu's heart has been like kind of divided now. Instead of 100% Jihyun, it's 50% Jihyun and not 50% Gan. So I think she's realized that, and so when Weedong was like, want to go to a comic book store, she was like, sure, because Jihyun likes comics, Woo-dong likes comics, Woo-dong likes Jihyun, so Woo-dong is like, let's go to a comic book store, and she's like, okay. And then she goes to the comic book store with him, and they have pretty good chemistry, so I don't know, maybe it's a potential thing. And she does sit next to him, like, and they read the comic together, but I don't know. I have to see more of them together to get a read on it, but she's like never with him, so it's hard to like know how they're feeling. So I think she kind of was like, let's just go on a date with Woo-dong and see what happens, because she saw that Inu was kind of like into Gahan now, and she was kind of upset by that. And she texted him, and I think that's why. Kind of how Gahan texted Hangul one of the last episodes instead of Inu, which she had been doing, because she was hurt by Inu like tending to Jihyun like the whole episode. So I think that's kind of what's occurring here, is Jihyun is hurt by Inu paying attention to Gahan. But who knows, she could like Woo-dong, but we haven't seen enough to conclude any of that. But that's just what I take away from this. And now we talk about the end of the episode, where the catfish comes in, and I'm super excited for the catfish. I think he's going to mix up a lot of things, but I'm also terrified by the catfish because he's gonna mix up a lot of things. And they don't show this on Viki, but they show this on xoxo 123. They kind of like extend the episode a little bit, and it shows all three guys walking in on the date where the girls are with the catfish, and Hangul looks absolutely terrified like the whole time. Probably because the catfish is sitting next to Jihyun, but we won't talk about that. And a lot of people on Twitter are speculating that Gahan and the catfish are gonna get together, probably because the catfish is the lion on the secret SNS, and he makes the cat, which is most likely Gahan. So a lot of people are speculating that the catfish and Gahan are gonna get together, and then Jihyun and Inu are gonna get together, which is a possibility. I mean, if I've learned anything from the show, is not to have high expectations, like that some crazy thing is gonna happen, because usually people are pretty predictable on the show. Even though my little hopeless romantic heart is like, yes, Woo-dong and Min-jae, it's like, no, stupid, that's not gonna happen. Alright guys, I don't know how great this review was, because honestly this episode I was so confused like the whole time, and I had no idea who was feeling what for who like the entire time. I was so like, just went right over my head. And there's no like official preview for the next episode, but I think some dates are coming up, and also the new catfish is gonna show up, so we get to see what he is like and who might be feeling him. And I don't know. The two feelings I'm feeling is confused and never trust the Heartsignal producers, because they lie. They are liars. But anyway guys, let me know, what did you think of episode 5? What do you think of the new catfish? And who the heck do you think is gonna get together in the end? I have no idea. I'm really lost this season. Like the last 2 seasons I was like, okay, I think these people are gonna end up together. I was wrong, but this season I'm like, anything can happen, you know? But alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to me if you want to see more videos like these, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!